You're up. Go.
Well, a very good Friday evening, everybody, and happy homecoming as we've got another night of high school football coming your way. In Oakland at Ole Williamson Field with the Stanley County Buffaloes back home after a 2-week absence and, a 2-week road trip. And here they are winning 4 ball games in a row, coming into homecoming night where they welcome in the Blackhawks of Woonsocket, Wessington Springs, Sanborn Central. Blackhawks are 3-2 with a bye week already having passed. Stanley County's bye week will be next week. They've got an extra game under their belts. And again, winners of 4 straight coming in 4-2. Coverage of the Stanley County Buffaloes on KGFX being made possible by First Dakota National Bank, the Stanley County Booster Club, by McDonald's and Avera St. Mary's Hospital of Pierre. Tonight's coverage also sponsored in part by Oahe Federal Credit Union, Bottom Line Welding, Fisher Rounds and Associates, Insurance and Real Estate, and Bank West of Pierre. And our ball game is brought to you within the broadcast by the South Dakota Office of Highway Safety, the Boyd Consemius Agency of American Family Insurance, Teton River Traders Gun Shop, the South Dakota Attorney General's Office by Lynn's Dakota Mart, CHS Midwest Cooperatives, Bauman Lumber, and Wagner Auto in Pierre. They're the one place to go, and they remind you to stay up to date with tonight's scores of our ball game. At the end of each quarter break, we'll give you that Wagner Auto scoreboard from Wagner's in Pierre. Should be a good ball game. It's a perfect night for football. It's cool, about mid-50s right now, but no wind on the field as we've been down there. And the coaches are ready to go. The players are ready to go. I think we're ready to go for homecoming night as well. Stanley County lost to this team 42-14 last year on Sanborn Central's homecoming night in Forestburg. The Buffaloes going to try to turn the tide tonight and maybe get a revenge win against the Blackhawks. We'll take an opening break, 60 seconds, and we're back to talk keys to success with both head coaches. Coming up, we'll hear from Jason Kolosik of the Blackhawks, and we'll start with Max Foth in our Boyd Consemius Agency keys to success coming up as you listen to Stanley County Buffalo football on homecoming night, 1060 KGFX and drgnews.com. And by the way, we do have the live stream up on our YouTube channel. Subscribe to YouTube and the KGFX channel. You'll be able to see homecoming football as well as hear it here on 1060 KGFX.
McDonald's in Pierre is hiring. This is Stacy Lee, the general manager of the Pierre McDonald's. We are offering flexible scheduling, advancement opportunities, along with great wages. McDonald's in Pierre wants you. McDonald's in Pierre is looking to add more talent starting at $10 an hour. Plus, McDonald's Archways to Opportunity provides eligible employees online program to get your high school diploma for free. Tuition assistance up to $3,000 a year and scholarships. Apply online at mcdonalds.com/careers or stop in at McDonald's in Pierre.
Being a small farmer has never been tougher. Dan Webmuller is a farmer and an American Family Insurance customer. So it's good that American Family Insurance covers just what I need, because our dream is to become a century farm, a farm that's been in our family 100 years, and pass this life on to the next generation.
American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly.
Contact the Boyd Consemius Agency, Inc. in Pierre and Phillip.
American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin, 53782.
All right, it's time for Keys to Success and homecoming night with the head coach, Max Foth of the Stanley County Buffaloes. 4 in a row now, Coach. You went out to Deadwood last week, beat St. Francis 59-0, and in a game where I think you had an opportunity to get some other players involved, get some playing time, and I think the most important thing is coming out of that game is everybody healthy with 2 games to go on the schedule now.
Yeah, we're excited. You know, we did get the chance to play everybody. Everybody got some reps, and our young guys played well when they got in there, and then we're finally having enough guys coming back from bumps and bruises, and we're a little banged up, but we're going to give it a go tonight, and we'll see how it goes.
Tough to really get a good gauge on things, especially with the varsity, but you know, you had 2 weeks ago you had a really good defensive battle up in Mobridge, and I think the defense is definitely going to have to play well in these last 2 games, especially tonight.
Yeah, you know what I think I've been the most proud of is how we've responded and how we've tackled in space. You know, our guys have done a tremendous job. Weeks 1 and 2, we missed a ton of tackles, and we really focused on that in practice, and we've made a lot of plays on the defensive end since then. So I hope it continues tonight.
Yeah, it's one of the things I've been thinking about is how well this team has improved from game 1 now to game number 7 here with 6 down and 2 to go. And I think now, how much do you really look at starting to worry about playoff positioning, just on the side of what you got on the field tonight against you?
Yeah, we it's in the back of our mind, but we know that if we win these last 2 games, starting with tonight, we're going to like where we end up. And I think if we continue to get better each game and play our best football, we're going to be a tough outcome playoff time, and that's the goal at the end of the year.
Woonsocket, Westington Springs, Sanborn Central. These Blackhawks last year got you pretty good, 42-14, and I don't know if they're the same team. It looks like they're a little bit different, some different people out there, but they still have some pretty good skill position guys out here.
Yeah, absolutely. They're an experienced team. They do a lot of good things out there. They've had success in years past, and success breeds success. So they're not going to be scared to come in here and give us their best shot, and we got to be ready for it. And hopefully we can make enough plays to come out on top.
Yeah, and I think making plays means getting the offense going, getting that running game going, and I think you like where you got where Dylan Gabriel is, especially having been, he's going to be fresh because he hasn't played as much as everybody else. Brady Hofteaser's been banged up. He said he looks good too.
Yeah, we're excited. We feel like if Dylan's healthy and, he's one of the better backs in our league, and we look forward to trying to get him the ball. And I think we got a nice 1-2 punch with him and Hofteaser, and then of course team's got to be ready for Carter on the edge. We've got some nice weapons here, and we got to look for different ways to find them and get them the ball.
What have you seen on film from the Blackhawks? What makes them tough tonight?
Man, they're just so fundamentally sound. They do everything well. They're always in the right spot defensively. We've got to try to get them off the spot and try to find some formations that we can hit them on, and hopefully we can make enough plays tonight.
I think they got some pretty good team speed, pretty much to match yours tonight too.
Yeah, you know what? They're athletic in space. We're gonna have to see if our guys could make some more plays than theirs, and it should be a good one tonight.
I think it's a pretty good opponent. I mean, you want to come in, you want to win homecoming, but you don't want an easy game. You want to really come out and earn it, and you kind of make a memory on homecoming night.
Absolutely, yeah. We know they're a talented team, and like I said before, they've had success. So they're going to be excited to come in here, and both teams with winning records. Hopefully we can have a good football game tonight and give the fans something to cheer for.
Yeah, it really is a big game for both teams. I think that'll make it a lot of fun. Coach, happy homecoming. Good luck tonight. Thanks.
Hey, thank you.
That's Max Vogt, the head coach of the Stanley County Buffaloes. Comments and keys to success before each game are brought to you by the Boyd Conzemius Agency of American Family Insurance in Pierre. Let's hear from them, and we'll be back to talk with the head coach of Woonsocket, Westington Springs, Sanborn Central, Jason Kolosik. Coming up next, you're listening to Homecoming Pregame Football on KGFX.
Being a small farmer has never been tougher. Dan Webmuller is a farmer and an American Family Insurance customer. So it's good that American Family Insurance covers just what I need, because our dream is to become a century farm, a farm that's been in our family 100 years, and pass this life on to the next generation.
American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly.
Contact the Boyd Conzemius Agency, Inc. in Pierre and Phillip.
American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin, 53783.
All right, more keys to success. The visiting team is Woonsocket, Westington Springs, Sanborn Central. Their head coach is Jason Kolosik. Coach, you come in 3-2. A nail-biting win, an overtime win over Chamberlain last week. And I think right now, this stage of the season, any win's a big win. Doesn't matter how you can get them, and you got another big game coming tonight.
Yeah, anytime that you can get a win, at this stage against, Chamberlain's a good team. We'll take that. They really probably outplayed us most of the game, but our guys played hard, and we kept fighting. We got some breaks late in the game, and and we're able to pull out the win. So, we'll definitely take that. And but it doesn't get any easier. Tonight Stanley County is a very good team. Sitting here at 4-2, I believe, and it's going to be a big challenge for us. And hopefully we have prepared well all week, and hopefully that will come to fruition tonight, and we can have some success doing some things.
A couple of losses to some really good teams aside, I look at your wins, and I mean you've got some pretty tight games. I mean, but I think what stands out has to be your defense. Your defense is always there, just a matter of whether you can make plays on that offensive end, huh?
Yeah, and that's kind of what we've been working on. We have some inexperience and some, coming into the season on some key spots offensively, and we've been dealing with that. But those guys are progressing. That's just part of it, and we feel they had a good week of practice and are ready to hopefully get a little more consistency. That's been our biggest issue, is just consistency on the offensive end. Defense comes a little bit easier, so we'll be able to be pretty consistent on defense, and hopefully we can continue tonight.
All right, Stanley County tonight, and their homecoming is nothing sweeter than spoiling a team's homecoming, in my opinion. But what's it going to take for you to be that spoiler tonight?
Well, we just got to limit mistakes and be consistent, as I said before. Stanley County is they got a lot of playmakers, and they can make some big plays. So we got to limit the big plays, and if they're going to score, we're going to make them drive down the field and do it, and not just give them some easy ones. Some 50, 60-yard runs. We got to limit that, and not make mistakes ourselves, and put together some drives. And we're going to need a big play or two somewhere in the game. We're going to need a big play. If it's special teams, defense, or offense, that's going to give us that easy score. We need at least one or two of those. I think they have a chance because they're pretty explosive, and I think it's a really pretty even matchup.
Yeah, and I think we're looking at big plays all around. I was thinking special teams could come into play, but I think you got to limit their playmakers, and you're going to need some team speed in order to do that, aren't you?
Yeah, they had some excellent team speed, so we're just going to have to really take good angles, good pursuit angles, and everyone get to the ball, because they have some guys that can take it to the house at any time. So we just need to really be disciplined in what we're doing, and do our assignments all the time, and make sure that everyone's where they need to be. And like I said, just that's part of the mistakes. We can't have those missed assignments, and pretty soon they're running in for 6.
Yeah, you said it's going to be a good one. I'm looking forward to it. Thanks for being here, and good luck tonight.
Thank you very much.
And that's Justin Kolosik, the head coach of the Blackhawks tonight, with comments and keys to success, sponsored by the Boyd Konzemius Agency. American Family Insurance in Pierre. As we get closer to kickoff, on your way to or from the games, we'll tell you the South Dakota Office of Highway Safety reminds you to avoid a kiss with death, and please plan a designated driver, and always buckle up every trip, every time. Couple of reminders from the South Dakota Office of Highway Safety. 60 seconds, and we'll give you the starting lineups coming up next as you listen to high school football. The Buffalo homecoming tonight on KGFX and DRGnews.com.
Today, the average person spends more time researching their TV purchases than they spend researching their mortgage options. TVs are pretty complex, but have you ever tried to read a mortgage contract? Think about it. Shouldn't we be giving at least as much consideration to a 30-year loan as we do a 50-inch screen? At First Dakota, we believe that the more a home buyer knows, the better the home buying experience. Home loans from First Dakota National Bank. We love answering questions. Visit firstdakota.com. First Dakota is an equal opportunity lender.
To be real, unless one of the kids is sick, I don't always make time for the doctor. I can't just stop life for 2 hours. So I fight through my allergies or a sinus infection even though I know I shouldn't. But all that changed when Avera started offering Avera Now. Talk about making life easier. I can use my phone or computer for a video visit to see a provider anywhere, 24/7. And if needed, they'll send in my prescription. This changes everything. And it's Avera, so I know it's high-quality healthcare, and now the most convenient. Learn how to begin at avera.org/now.
Back at Ole Williamson Field in Fort Pierre as we continue in our pregame show. Buffaloes and Blackhawks tonight. Woonsocket, Weston, and Springs Sanborn Central providing the opposition. They're 3-2. The Buffaloes coming in on a 4-game winning streak at 4-2. Chuck Hansen back in studio will keep us up and running for the time being, providing technical direction. I'm Brian Oakland as we continue. It's time for starting lineups coming to us courtesy of Teton River Traders Gun Shop in Fort Pierre. And for the Buffaloes going this this way, and everybody pretty healthy, and that's a good sign for the Buffs coming into this one tonight with 2 games to go. Riley Hannum, the senior quarterback, goes in at a 180-pounder. Brady Hofteaser, the fullback, at 240. He'll be a senior to lead the backfield. Of course, Dylan Gabriel, the junior, at 175, looks to get a big game going tonight. Out wide will be Reed Wazorek, the junior, at 165 pounds, and J.D. Carter is a senior at 150 pounds. The linemen are Slater Topol, Dylan Endres, Will Spangenberg, Austin Hand, and Tracy Nielsen, and Isaac Cliff on the tight end spot, breezing through the offensive starters for the Buffaloes, because we're going to do our national anthem first. So why don't we take a break here, and we will be back as, actually, I'll tell you what, Topol, let's do this. Slater Topol, a 180-pound junior. Dylan Endres on the left guard, a sophomore, 260. Will Spangenberg, the right side, 280, and a senior. Austin Hand is a left tackle, a senior at 210. And Tracy Nielsen, a 220-pound sophomore. Isaac Cliff, the 180 junior. We will take that 3-minute break, and we're back with more of the pregame KGFX.
The key to a successful hunt begins at Teton River Traders Gun Shop in Fort Pierre. They carry a large variety of reloading equipment, cleaning supplies, and firearms accessories. They also sell and deliver Liberty gun safes. See Teton River Traders Gun Shop for all your gunsmithing needs, including custom-built firearms. Stop in today. Teton River Traders Gun Shop, located west of Highway 1434 in Fort Pierre. The members of the Stanley County Booster Club are proud to sponsor the Stanley County Wish List. Each year, Booster Club members raise money used to grant thousands of dollars of wishes made by teachers, coaches, advisors, and administration. They invite you to join them. They welcome your ideas and would appreciate your help serving even just one night in the concession stand. Meetings are held the first Monday each month, 6:30 p.m. at the Valley Tap. They invite you to join them. The Stanley County Booster Club, proud to be SC.
McDonald's in Pierre is hiring. This is Stacy Lee, the general manager of the Pierre McDonald's. We are offering flexible scheduling, advancement opportunities, along with great wages. McDonald's in Pierre wants you. McDonald's in Pierre is looking to add more talent starting at $10 an hour. Plus, McDonald's Archways to Opportunity provides eligible employees online program to get your high school diploma for free. Tuition assistance up to $3,000 a year and scholarships. Apply online at mcdonalds.com/careers or stop in at McDonald's in Pierre.
Wish there was a fast and easier way to get your account balances? Sign up for text alerts and give yourself a personalized and convenient way to receive balances. You choose how often and when to receive them. It's that simple. Just another way Oahe Federal Credit Union is making everyday tasks just a little easier.
People helping people. Oahe Federal Credit Union.
Don't be whiny. Protect your hiney. Up to 90% of colon cancer can be avoided with routine colonoscopies, yet 1/3 of adults skip their colonoscopy. We understand why you're whining, but colon prep is manageable. It's one evening followed by a simple procedure that could save your life. So what are you waiting for? Don't be whiny. Protect your hiney. Schedule a colonoscopy at avera.org/colon or call 888-422-1410.
Every day you share personal information about yourself with others. You may write a check, charge fuel, rent a car, mail your tax returns, schedule a doctor's appointment, or post something on social media. Each transaction may share some sort of personal information, such as bank and credit card account numbers, social security number, name, address, or phone number. There are unscrupulous individuals, identity thieves, targeting these routine transactions, trying to gain your information to commit fraud. If you think somebody has stolen your identity, contact Consumer Protection at 1-800-300-1986.
Back at Ole Williamson Field in Fort Pierre as the colors are being retired from the field after a nice job on our national anthem by 2 young ladies in Stanley County Middle School. We'll just wait for that final motion. And there it is. Nice job in our color guard here from Fort Pierre and the Stanley Legion, post 20, that comes and does that, and we continue with our starting lineups. Once again, for the Buffaloes, the Teton River Traders starting lineups have Hannum, Hofteaser, Gabriel, Wazorek, Carter, Topol, Endres, Spangenberg, Hand, Nielsen, and Cliff. That's your starting offense. On the defensive side, the nose tackle is Will Spangenberg. The defensive tackle, Tracy Nielsen, with Austin Hand and Brady Hofteaser out on the ends. Jaden Face comes in on defense to start as a middle linebacker, the senior at 195, joining Isaac Cliff, and also Garrett Shop Anderson as the outside linebackers. Shop Anderson, a 195-pound junior. Reed Wazorek is a cornerback, as well as Lathan Prince, the freshman at 140 pounds, with Riley Hannum, the strong safety, J.D. Carter, the free safety. For the Stanley County Buffaloes, is head coach by Max Foth, assisted by Ryan Royer, Mike Bush, Austin Lepore, and Jody Giddings, your Teton River starters. For the visiting team tonight, the Blackhawks of Woonsocket, Wessington Springs, Sanborn Central start with their quarterback, Landon Walter, a 160-pound junior. Behind him, the fullback in the eye will be Alex Wormstedt, a senior at 175 pounds. Wesley Link is the running back, the tailback, a junior at 190. Out wide, it'll be Austin Wormstedt, a junior at 183 pounds as well as Sawyer Senska, who is a 140-pound senior. Chandler Flowers anchors the offensive line, a big 245-pound senior in the center spot. The guards are Brendan Labor at 170 and a junior, and Tyler Eddy at 163 and a sophomore. Big tackles, Eric Rummel, a 220-pound senior, and Riley Stevens at 215 and a senior, with Noah Dixon in the tight end spot, a junior at 215. On defense on the nose, it'll be Philip Hines, a freshman at 217, flanked by the defensive ends, Riley Stevens and Tyler Eddy. The linebackers on the inside will be Eric Rummel and Wesley Link. On the outside, Alex Wormstedt and Noah Dixon. The cornerback will be Trey Ulmer, who is a 152-pound senior, and Aiden Wormstedt as well, another corner. Strong safety coming in as a 135-pound freshman, Clay Olinger, and Landon Walter, the quarterback on offense, will roam center field on defense as well. The Blackhawks 3-2 on the season, head coached by Jason Kolosik, assisted by Corey Flatten, Armando Rodriguez, Will Walker, and Zach Clement. Your starting lineups are brought to you by Teton River Traders Gun Shop in Fort Pierre. The other starting lineup comes to us courtesy of the South Dakota Attorney General's Office and their Division of Consumer Protection. We heard from them at the end of that last break, and we affectionately refer to the guys in stripes as the law on the field. And coming up from the winter area, the referee is Randy Clute, and working with him, the umpire Justin Ziegler, the line judge Rusty Arthur, head linesman to be Eric Pollard, and the back judge is Kevin Miners. Those are the guys in stripes: Randy Clute, Justin Ziegler, Rusty Arthur, Eric Pollard, and Kevin Miners are law on the field, sponsored by the South Dakota Attorney General's Office Consumer Protection Division. As the Buffaloes get announced and they break through the tarp that they have on the field here on homecoming night, Buffalo Field looks pretty good. There are some divots out there. It's a little bit soft. We'll see if that plays into the slipperiness of conditions tonight. But other than that, going to be a great, great night for high school football. Both of these teams in the SESD Conference, and everybody's looking up at Mount Vernon Plankinson, who had a come-from-behind win over Winter last week to remain unbeaten, 4-0 in the conference. They are 6-0 overall. Woonsocket, Wessington Springs, Sanborn Central happens to be in second place in the conference standings right now, 2-1 in conference, 3-2 overall. Winter is also 3-2 overall after losing to MVP last week. Winter is 1-1 in conference, along with Chamberlain, who is also 1-1, but they're 2-3 overall after losing in overtime to the Blackhawks last week. In Forestburg, Stanley County comes in fifth out of 6 teams with a 1-2 mark, but a couple of games in conference still to go. They are 4-2, however, overall on the season, and Wagner still winless on the season, pulling up the rear, 0-4 in conference, 0-5 overall. This game is a conference game. Winner is at Chamberlain. That's on KPLO-FM tonight, as well as Wagner playing at Redfield Doland in a non-conference matchup. Mount Vernon Plankinson has the night off here to round out what's going on in conference. In Region 4 of 11B, playoffs are going to be starting to become a little bit of the picture here. Winner is the top-seeded team with their 3-2 mark. Lee Deadwood is 5-1, currently the second seed ahead of Red Cloud, the number 3 seed. The Buffaloes with their 4-2 record are the 4 seed in Region 4 of Class 11B, but they can get a big win tonight, maybe another one in a couple of weeks when they finish the regular season here at home against Chamberlain. Pretty good finish if the Buffaloes can pull that off, and I think a 6-2 mark certainly will have them in a good playoff position here in Region 4. But they've got to win this one first, obviously. So the Buffs are the 4 seed right now. Looking up at them is Custer at 3-2, Bennett County 1-5, and Crow Creek at 1-4. In addition to this game with Stanley County hosting the Blackhawks and Winter at Chamberlain, which we mentioned, our KPLO game. Also in Region 4, Red Cloud plays at Bennett County. That's the only game pairing 2 teams within the region against each other tonight. Lee Deadwood, meanwhile, hosts McLaughlin in a winnable game. Custer is playing Pine Ridge. Should be a good one there. And Crow Creek hosting St. Francis here this evening out in Stefan. That's what's going on in the region and in conference here as we finish up the pregame show here. All that's left is to kick this one off. Get set. You're listening to Stanley County Buffalo football. Homecoming night on 1060 AM and 107.1 FM KGFX. Pierre Fort Pierre, a member of the Dakota Radio Group. We are online at drgnews.com. And once again, we have the video feed. The live stream is up. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, KGFX AM, and you'll be able to see and hear this game on homecoming night at Ole Williamson Field. The opening kick will be brought to you by Lynn's Dakota Mart stores of Pierre and Fort Pierre, and we kick it off when we come back after this. This is Buffalo football on KGFX.
Lynn's Dakota Mart. Check out their selection in the meat, produce, and deli department, as well as the rest of the store. The freshest and best quality in the area. Don't see what you need? Just ask. Their friendly staff is more than happy to help in any way possible. For any gathering, large or small, Lynn's Dakota Mart is there.
30 or 60.
Special orders and requests, too. Smart grocery shopping takes a little TLC. Lynn's Dakota Mart. Thrifty, local, and convenient.
The Stanley County Booster Club was proud to have infused over $18,000 back into the district last year through the Wish List program. That money was raised through the operation of the concession stand. Wow, right? If you want to be part of a group that gives back in a big way, they meet the first Monday of each month, 6:30 p.m. at the Valley Tap in Fort Pierre, or they'd love your help working in the concession stand. It's easy. They use Sign Up Genius. Take a look. You can find a link and even more information on their Facebook page. The Stanley County Booster Club, proud to be SC.
Back at Ole Williamson Field, our Lynn's Dakota Mart. Opening kick tonight coming up from Noah Dixon of Woonsocket West Indian Springs Sanborn Central, who won the toss and elected to defer to the second half. So Stanley County receiving, but Dixon has a big old boot, and he puts it into the end zone, and we'll start with a touchback where the Buffaloes will go on offense, 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. Brian Oakland with play-by-play here. Good to be back at Ole Williamson Field here. Buffaloes with the scheduling quirk that they have. 2 games started the season on the road. Both losses at Mount Vernon, Plankinton, and Winter. 2 games at home against Custer and another team that escapes me right now, and then a big win up at Mobridge Pollock a couple weeks ago, winning out at Deadwood as well over St. Francis last week, as they'll start with Dylan Gabriel straight up the gut, 1st and 10, and we are underway on homecoming night. Just a yard for Dylan. It'll be maybe 2 yards to the 22-yard line, and the Buffs are off and running, 2nd down and 8. 1 of 5 games, I believe, if we do have all stations running here tonight, so we will get you the schedule of other games that we'll be trying to keep up to date on, and we'll keep running scores out there as well. 2nd and 8 for the Buffs. Hannum will hand off once again to Gabriel, tries the right side, but the Blackhawks with good pursuit on defense. This could be a recurring theme all night long. Number 34, Wesley Link, one of the linebackers, and Riley Stevens was in the area as well, and Dylan Gabriel just gets back to the line of scrimmage, so it'll be 3rd down and 8 after a couple of plays on the Buffaloes' opening possession. First minute gone by. Woonsocket, West Indian Springs, Sanborn Central won that opening toss, but they deferred. Stanley County, when they've won tosses, they've ended up electing to receive anyway, so this is probably how this game would have begun. Watch out for J.D. Carter. He'll move out to a slot on the left side on a passing situation, but Riley Hannum is going to be sacked. He's brought down, and as he tried to roll out and look in that direction, there's Wesley Link, there's Noah Dixon, and he is brought down, didn't even see the defense pursuing. Noah Dixon in on the sack. And a big loss here for the Buffaloes back inside their own 15-yard line. Going to be a loss of about 8 to the 14. Buffaloes at times have had trouble protecting the quarterback. Hannum still punting, even though Brady Hofteser is back in full force. Punt is taken at the Buffalo 45-yard line. And Carter gets in there on the stop. Number 31, Trey Ulmer, in on the return. A 155-pound senior. Coach Kolosik told me Trey Ulmer had suffered a high ankle sprain a couple of weeks ago, did not play against Chamberlain last week, and he is just starting on defense tonight, even though he normally starts on offense at a wide receiver position as well. So we'll see what he has over the course of the evening. 10 minutes to go, first quarter. First possession for Woonsocket Wessington Springs Sanborn Central begins at the Buffalo 36-yard line, and up the gut. A good gain for Wesley Link, the starting linebacker, but also the starting tailback. And inside the 30-yard line down to the 27 already, just like that, a 9-yard gain for Wesley Link. And Blackhawks have a second down and 1 situation here. As you can see on the YouTube screen, Blackhawks in road white with black pants. They got black numbers or actually royal blue. Here's Link again, and he'll go across the right guard. Looks like he'll have enough for a first down. They'll stop the clock to move the chains inside the 25. Actually, they'll spot it right on the 25-yard line, but second and 1. And a 2-yard pickup results in first down. So first and 10. And again, after the Buffaloes did nothing in their opening possession, and had to punt, a pretty decent return for the Blackhawks. Give them and their quarterback Landon Walter pretty good situation here. First and 10 again at the 25-yard line, and Walter a sneak straight up the middle, cut out to the right side, had to get around the umpire and was not able to get away from Riley Hannum, but another good play here. And the Blackhawks are looking good here on their opening possession. Play ends up inside the 15-yard line down to about the 14, and that's a gain of 11 on nothing more than just a quarterback sneak. Blackhawks moving from right to left as you follow the action on this one. Nice night for football. He'll send Dixon in motion. Tailback is Link coming straight up the middle. Buffaloes close the hole this time quite nicely. Isaac Cliff getting away from the area, and also it is Tracy Nielsen, the last one off the bottom of the pile. Down to the 11-yard line here. Just a gain of 3 for Wesley Link, who has 3 carries already here on this opening possession for Woonsocket Wessington Springs Sanborn Central. It's a big game in 11B. We'll be following all night long. Number 1 is playing number 2 tonight. That's Canton hosting Bridgewater Emory. Canton, I see, actually ran the opening kick back in that one. They lead 7-0. So flags will come in here on this second down play, and the ball came out. Blackhawks ran to the left side of the line of scrimmage, but the Buffaloes and Cade Stover, I believe, came up with the football about 5 yards upfield near the 10-yard line. So we'll see what the flag is first off, and it is a fumble. It was a penalty against the Blackhawks. Buffaloes will decline, and Stanley County gets a big takeaway here, so a missed opportunity for Woonsocket Wessington Springs Sanborn Central. Buffaloes will take over here with 7:58 in the first quarter. No score. They're deep in their own red zone, but they'll take it. Looks like first and 10 at the Stanley County 6-yard line, so again, the bullet dodged. Last time we had the Buffaloes on the air 2 weeks ago up at Mobridge Pollock, and defense reigned supreme on both sides of the football there. Here's Gabriel bouncing out of the scrum left side. He's turning the corner to the 15, to the 20, up to the 25, to the far side of the field. Ridden out of bounds by Landon Walter, the safety. And a nice gain for Dylan Gabriel to get the Buffaloes out of the shadow of their own goal post, but we look back at about the 9-yard line, and there's another yellow flag down on the field. And this is going to be a block in the back against the Buffaloes, so a gain out to the 25-yard line of about 19 yards going to come back. The flag occurred about 3 yards ahead of the line of scrimmage. They'll go half the distance from there and end up back at the 5. So a tough break for the Buffaloes here. Essentially, they only lose about a yard from the 6 back to the 5 from where that play began. But when you are this deep in your own territory and you get a big play like that, you've got to keep your hands to yourself. Play by the rules if you're the Buffaloes. With 7:53 to go, first down and 11. Now quick hitter out to J.D. Carter on the slant. He'll catch it in motion, move out ahead of the 10, close to the 15, in fact, maybe to the 16-yard line. Good high percentage pass play. Shea Olinger, one of the safeties in on the stop there. Let's call it to the 15. That'll be a 10-yard gain. First pass attempt of the night by Riley Hannum. Completes it to his favorite receiver in J.D. Carter. Sun's already starting to set behind the hills in the west, so we don't have that sun glare on our video screen like we've had in the first few broadcasts here and the live streams from Ole Williamson Field. Brady Hofte is the fullback, first one through, takes the handoff this time, and they didn't need much for a first down. They got it, and up ahead of the 15 to the 17-yard line, so Hoftezer's first carry of the night, good for 2, and the Buffaloes will move the chains. Very important chain movement there, obviously, as they started on their own 6-yard line. Drive started after a fumble. Woonsocket, Wessington Springs, Sanborn Central had a good situation, but unable to keep that drive alive. One of the mistakes that Coach Kolosik talked about, that was their key to success. One of them. Here's Gabriel out to the far side, and Dillon with another good gain. No flags on the field this time. They'll put him out to the 30. That'll be a gain of 13. Now back-to-back movements of the chains for the Stanley County Buffaloes. Gabriel last year was running outstandingly as a sophomore. 5th game of the season in the game against St. Francis, which is one of those games that obviously the Buffaloes, like last week, didn't really need to use their starters an awful lot, but Gabriel came up with that ankle injury that never went away. And following game, we went to Forestburg to play this Blackhawk team, and the Buffaloes were pretty punchless. There's a shotgun snap and a jet sweep looking at J.D. Carter, but actually Lathan Prince was the ball carrier this time, but the Blackhawks get to him behind the line of scrimmage, and they'll push him back to the 28. That'll be a loss of 2. We'll see that play run with J.D. Carter quite a bit, and they've had some big plays over the course of the season gained on that very play. We're halfway through our first quarter, no score yet. Stanley County and Wessington Springs, kind of the key point of the 3-school co-op that this team is represented by. Hannum didn't get a lot on a quick pattern out to the flat left side. Comes up short, and it'll be an incomplete pass looking for Prince.
3rd down, 11.
So it'll be 3rd down and double digits for the Buffaloes with 5:36 on the first quarter clock, which has stopped with that incomplete pass. Buffaloes have picked up 2 first downs on this drive, but they're still well into their own side of the 50-yard line at the 28-yard line. 3rd and a dozen. Hannum lines up into the gun. He's got Gabriel to his right side. Now we'll move him a little bit behind Hannum in the pistol. Hannum looked to hand off. Gabriel vacated, and then Hannum rolls out looking for Prince for the 3rd time on this possession, but overthrows Lathan Prince, and the Buffaloes will have to punt on 4th and long. So a promising start to a drive that started deep in the Buffaloes' red zone. Will end in a punt, and Riley Hannum will continue to do the punting duties. Brady Hoftezer started the season as the punter, but a bum ankle, bum leg, has kept him from doing punting duties as the season has gone on. The punt taken at about the 43-yard line of the Blackhawks, moving upfield and taken down at the 50 is number 5, the return man, Clay Olinger. Young freshman made a nice play coming up to get that punt. And so it will be Blackhawk football right at midfield. Their second possession of the night. They'll start with 5:23 to go, first quarter. Talked about other games going on in the Dakota Radio Group. Here, Governors are out in Sturgis tonight. They are winners of 4 in a row, as the Buffaloes are as well. And a quick give here, but nothing doing as the Buffaloes collapse on this play. That is Alex Wormstead, the fullback, but he is pushed back for a loss of a yard into the 49-yard line of Wessington Springs. Now, if I say Wessington Springs or Woonsocket or Sanborn Central, just to understand that we're talking about all 3, but it's a little bit more of a mouthful than just talking about one of their schools. Man in motion sent by Walter is Wesley Link off of the right wing. He's met at the 50. He'll push ahead to the 49, maybe the 48 if he falls forward enough. But Riley Hannum makes a nice stop. It'll be a gain of 2 to the Stanley County 49-yard line for Wesley Link on his 4th carry of the night. So in the first 2 carries or the first 2 plays called on this sequence for the Blackhawks, Buffalo defense has come up pretty big. They'll spread the field. They've got 4 wide, 2 to both sides. Ball's on the near hash mark. Walter is in the shotgun with Wormstead helping him out in the backfield. Play up the middle, has his tight end, big one too, Noah Dixon, who makes the grab, slips a Hannum tackle inside the 35-yard line and down to about the 32, finished off by J.D. Carter. Nicely thrown ball by the quarterback, Landon Walter. And they'll spot him into the 33-yard line. That's a gain of 16 on what was 3rd and 9. First pass of the night for Walter. And hitting Noah Dixon to pick up the first down. Blackhawks moving again from right to left or north to south. There really is no breeze. A flag to the south, resting comfortably. Walter, option, pitch out, has Link, and then he'll be met as he'll fall ahead, maybe to the 30-yard line. Nice open field tackle here by J.D. Carter.
3-yard gain of the play, second down and 7.
And they'll put it to the 30. Link, I think, in open territory could be a tough guy to bring down, but outside of a 9-yarder on his first carry of the night, the Buffaloes have held him in check in his last 4 carries. Now 3:15 to go, first quarter, no score. Buffs have had it twice. This is the second Blackhawk possession. They turned the ball over on their first. Now Link cross left guard is hit low by Isaac Cliff, who hangs on for a 2-yard ride inside the 30 to about the 28. Nice to see that. The last 2 plays, the Buffaloes have tackled very well. Max Foth talks about it from time to time, but when we saw this team in their first couple of ball games, granted they're probably against the 2 best teams that they play all year, but the Buffaloes, they didn't tackle well at all. And that led to some pretty big plays, both from Mount Vernon, Plankinton, and Winter. We'll see if the defense can come up big again. They maybe cannot, as Will Spangenberg gets a quick jump. Was he drawn offside, though, across the line of scrimmage? The officials will confer. And it will be false start. Woonsocket, Wessington Springs, Sanborn Central. Maybe I thought I saw the left guard maybe take a bigger breath than normal. So a loss of 5, the first Blackhawk penalty on the night.
After the penalty,
Buffaloes have been penalized once for a loss of 10 with an illegal block in the back, but this one a little bit bigger of a penalty for Springs, as they'll have it 3rd and a long 10 instead, back at the 33-yard line. They had 3rd and 5, now it's 3rd and 10. Walter takes a shotgun snap, looks left, throws right, but on the flat, he will lead Wesley Link a little too far, so it's incomplete, and that brings up 4th and 10 now for the Blackhawks. Now, 4-down territory, of course. Ball spotted just inside the 34-yard line. Again, those other games, Pierre is out in Sturgis on River 92.7. They're just underway despite the Mountain Time start. They did start at 7 o'clock Central. We mentioned Winter and Chamberlain are playing in Chamberlain on 94.5 KPLO. Big play here for the Blackhawks, 4th and 10. Walter has a good arm straight up the middle, but throws behind his intended receiver. And that will be an incomplete pass. And the Buffaloes will take over from there. Intended receiver Aiden Wormstead. Nice pattern coming across over the middle. These Blackhawk receivers are not afraid to go over the middle, but passes have to be there. And in this case, a couple of incompletions end the threat for the Blackhawks. And that'll give it over to the Buffaloes, who have it 1st and 10. Still on their own side of the field at the 33-yard line. Buffaloes have not advanced it up to the 50 or that far as of yet in their first 2 possessions. But they did give Dylan Gabriel a little bit of room to run on a couple of occasions in their last possession. Here comes a jet sweep. They'll fake that to Carter. They'll give it to Gabriel. It comes up the gut, bounces out to the left side. Trailed and brought down, I believe, by 95, Philip Hines. And Noah Dixon in there as well. Modest gain, just a couple. Spotted to the 35 or just ahead for Dylan Gabriel. That's his 5th carry of the night. And totaling so far just about 20 yards unofficially. Under 2 minutes to go, first quarter. Still no score. Ball will be on the far hash mark. The Buffaloes in home purple tonight with the gold numbers and trim. White numbers, gold trim, I should say. White pants, white helmets. Heading from left to right, south to north. Here comes Gabriel right at you. Flag is thrown. Dylan has a first down gain for Nell. Taken down at about the 50 by Landon Walter. But again, a flag thrown, trying to seal the outside. Back at the 32-yard line. Perhaps the wide receiver. A lot gets asked of the wide receivers to try to seal the outside so that runners like Gabriel can get the corner turned. Second 10-yard penalty marked off against the Buffs, and that'll take them all the way back to their own 25-yard line. So Gabriel had a gain up around the 50, but instead it'll be 2nd and long. Back at the 25, second maybe 18 or so. Line to gain will be the 43-yard line. Minute 25, the clock starts up again here in our first quarter. Got other games up north on our Mobridge stations too. Mobridge Pollock is hosting Cheyenne Eagle Butte on KOLY FM. Handoff coming to J.D. Carter on a redirect. J.D.'s got the outside. He's got the 25 to the 30 to the 40. Now up to the 45, ridden out of bounds by the safety. The last line of defense, Landon Walter. And there's what J.D. Carter can do once he gets into open space. He'll get those changed moves. 2nd down and 18 becomes a 1st and 10 at the Buffalo 47-yard line. Biggest play of the night so far, 22 yards for J.D. Carter. Got a 9-man game on KMLO, 100.7 FM tonight from Gettysburg. Potter County is playing host to Timber Lake. Timber Lake, a bit of a surprise team, perhaps. 5th-ranked team, in fact, in Class 9A. They're 5-0. Tough one for the Potter County Battlers tonight on KMLO. Minute 2 to go. 1st and 10. Here comes Gabriel. He runs one man over, but Alex Wormstead slows him down enough to help one of his teammates come by and finish off Gabriel. Riley Stevens in on the play. Maybe a half-yard gain here for Dylan Gabriel. Dylan sure had a head of steam going, but he ran right into Alex Wormstead to got the lesser end of the deal, but again, good help and good help from his defense. 2nd and 10. Ball still at the 47 of the Buffaloes down here at midfield. Hand him out of the shotgun. Stop and go. It's Dylan Gabriel, actually a quick button hook, and he's got the catch, and he's got a first down as he turns it upfield in to Blackhawk territory. Close to the 40-yard line. In fact, that's exactly where the spot will be. And that will be a 13-yard gain. Second connection here for Hannum and Carter. So the Buffaloes have it in Blackhawk territory for the first time this evening. Still no score. And I don't think the Buffaloes will get a play off before the end of this, our first quarter of play. So we will get ready to take a break. We're on the Wagner Auto scoreboard. No score, as we mentioned, but the Buffaloes are looking to put something together. We'll see if they can continue it when we switch directions. Wagner Auto Company of Pierre, the one place to go with the scoreboard. Stanley County, Woonsocket, Weston Springs, Sanborn Central, scoreless after one. Back in 60 seconds, you're listening to Buffalo Football, 1060 KGFX and DRGnews.com.
Each South Dakota farmer operates differently, and that means that ag insurance should be as unique as every farmer in the field. Fisher Rounds & Associates gets to know you and your operation before we find a policy. That way, we can make sure you have the coverage you need. Contact Fisher Rounds & Associates and see what it means to have us at your service and at your side. Fisher Rounds & Associates, serving South Dakota farmers with offices in Pierre, Mitchell, Watertown, Sioux Falls, and Rapid City.
McDonald's in Pierre is hiring. This is Stacy Lee, the general manager of the Pierre McDonald's. We are offering flexible scheduling, advancement opportunities, along with great wages. McDonald's in Pierre wants you. McDonald's in Pierre is looking to add more talent starting at $10 an hour. Plus, McDonald's Archways to Opportunity provides eligible employees online program to get your high school diploma for free. Tuition assistance up to $3,000 a year and scholarships. Apply online at mcdonalds.com/careers or stop in at McDonald's in Pierre.
Back at Ole Williamson Field, Brian Oakland with play-by-play. Homecoming night, no score, nothing decided yet. But the Buffaloes do have it into Blackhawk territory at the 40-yard line as we begin our second quarter of play. From the far hash mark, coming to the wide and near side of the field. A nice tackle here. Dylan Gabriel is denied a big gain by Clay Olinger, who's playing a pretty good defensive night so far from that safety spot. Dylan Gabriel's been held in check for the most part here on his 7 carries. Biggest one he had was called back by a penalty. He does have a 13-yarder as well, but still just 20 yards on 7 carries here for the leading ground gainer for the Buffaloes. Now to the near hash mark. Play number 2 of the second quarter, second down and 10 coming for the Buffaloes. Gabriel straight up the middle. Noah Dixon may have gotten him from behind. And Gabriel will keep surging for another extra yard, but that still just a gain of 2 inside the 40 to the 38. You can tell, I think both teams can really tell how difficult it's going to be to make any significant progress against the defense that each team is facing tonight. Blackhawks playing well so far. That Winter Chamberlain game getting a bit of a late start tonight. For some reason, the field had to be evacuated down there in Chamberlain, as we understand. So hopefully everything is all right there. Out of the gun is Hannum. He'll play action fake, but he won't get away from Noah Dixon, who came unblocked off of the right side of the Buffalo O-line and the left side of the Blackhawk defensive line. That's the second sack of the night on Riley Hannum. And this one will mark them 10 yards back to the 48-yard line. So losses of 18 yards on these 2 sacks. It'll be 4th and long. And Hannum will have to retreat to punt. Olinger back deep with a helper at his 15-yard line. Low snap. Riley gets a line drive up. It'll be taken on a hop. Nope, it won't, as Olinger wisely lets it go, and that'll help the Buffalo cause as J.D. Carter downs it inside the 10-yard line all the way down to the 8. So, wasn't pretty, but it's a nice effort and a nice result as well. 40-yard punt for Riley Hannum, and the Blackhawks will have it 1st and 10 at their own 8-yard line. Woonsocket, Weston Springs, Sanborn Central has started 2 drives at the Buffalo 36 and one and at the 50-yard line. This will be their 3rd possession, and certainly by far their worst starting field position of the night. We'll see how they can go left to right. 9:55 on our second quarter clock. No score as of yet. Landon Walter under center. Gets to his tailback, Wesley Link. Tries to come straight up the middle. Nobody able to open holes very much tonight. Buffaloes will stop him maybe for a gain of 2, it looks like, to the 10. Will Spangenberg in on the stop, among others.
No gain on the play. Second down and 10.
Looked like they spotted it at the 10-yard line after that play. I thought I saw the punt down a couple of yards inside the 10, but I guess it'll be second and 10 from the 10. Walter under center again, has wideouts both sides, out wide, back to pass, has a little protection, but now he's got to tuck and run, starts left, comes back to the right, finds a hole. Now he's up across the 15-yard line, run out of bounds. You talk about something out of nothing. Landon Walter made a nice play there. Reed Wazorek will run him out. Clock will stop with 9:04 left here in the second quarter, and they spot it to the 17-yard line, a gain of 7 when it looked as if the quarterback was bottled up for all intents and purposes. Gain of about 7. In fact, now it will be 3rd and 1. The line to gain is the 18-yard line. We did start this sequence at the 8. So Walters under center. Tried a hard count, but the Buffaloes didn't bite. Now, it's going to be a sneak, but it's a ball on the ground. Mishandled snap, and the Buffaloes have another takeaway. Stanley County falls on it. Lathan Prince at the 20-yard line, and the fumble is the second giveaway by the Blackhawks tonight. One in their own red zone, this one in Stanley County's red zone, as the Buffaloes will have it. 1st and 10 at the Blackhawk 20-yard line. And a golden opportunity here for Stanley County. Coach Kolosik of the Blackhawks talked about inconsistency on his team's part over the course of the season, and they can look essentially, and we've seen it so far tonight, they look real good on one play, look very athletic on one play, but then the next one, just a fundamental mistake. Riley Hannum's going to go on the quarterback keeper all the way out to the far side of the field. Gets upended, didn't get much here. In fact, he might have lost a yard. The play started at the 20, and he got pushed back to the 21.
Hannum the keeper.
So Riley's first rushing attempt of the night.
Linky.
8:35 to go, second quarter. Buffaloes, tell you what, the way this first half has gone, as much defense as we've seen, I think it's job number A1 for the Buffaloes to find some way to get on the board here in this first half. Hofteaser will be ahead of Gabriel in the I formation, but we're going to have a timeout called before a 2nd and 11. First charge timeout, it'll belong to the Buffaloes, and we'll take it with them. No score yet. Buffaloes again looking to try to get back into that red zone when we return 2nd and 11. After a 30-second timeout, you're listening to Buffalo Football on KGFX.
Bottom Line Welding Service of Fort Pierre proudly sponsors this broadcast, wishing the Stanley County Buffaloes best of luck in sports and all of your activities. Bottom Line Welding offers on and off-site welding services, conveniently located at 1304 North Waldron in Fort Pierre. Contact Tim Hughes at 223-2063. That's 223-2063 for all of your welding needs. Go Buffaloes!
Back out of the timeout. Welcome back to Ole Williamson Field on a homecoming night. Brian Oakland with you. Taking a look at some scores around the area. One of the better teams in 9AA. Actually, a pretty good ball game. Canastota Freeman leading Baltic at the end of one, 8-6 in the eastern part of the state. Canastota Freeman once again. Canastota football hotbed looking very good. Canton was leading Bridgewater Emory at the end of one quarter of play, 7-0 after running back the opening kick. Potter County mentioned hosting Timber Lake, and the Panthers lead at the end of one, 18-8 up in Gettysburg. 2nd and 11, the Buffaloes go to the short side of the field out on the far side after a timeout. Dylan Gabriel again with very little running room. He might, he gets a positive gain, maybe 2 yards here. Nope, we're just going to give him 1 right back to the 20-yard line where this sequence started. And again, it began after a fumbled snap on the part of the Blackhawks, which is their second turnover so far here in the first half. 7:45, clock running. And no score yet between the Buffaloes and the Blackhawks here Coaches and players love nights like this as far as playing football. Not too hot. Hannum tries to roll out. Got a nice block to start, and then he's going to get wrestled down, but a flag comes in on the end of the play. This might be a face mask. Riley Stevens got to him, but we'll see the flag. It is a face mask. No, it's just a 5-yard variety, so no personal foul is whistled. So Hannum was tackled back to the 29-yard line. But it does remain. It was 3rd and 10, and it'll stay 3rd down, but it'll still be 3rd and 14. So you really have to take the result of the play, which is another sack, but the play stands, or rather the down remains the same. So kind of a quirky turn of events there. Buffaloes have 3 wide receivers out to the far right side, but we've got another timeout that'll be called here. Second on this possession. 6:55 left to go first half. No score. Buffaloes have it. 3rd and 14 from the 24-yard line of the Blackhawks after this 30-second break. You're listening to Buffalo Football.
Today, the average person spends more time researching their TV purchases than they spend researching their mortgage options. TVs are pretty complex, but have you ever tried to read a mortgage contract? Think about it. Shouldn't we be giving at least as much consideration to a 30-year loan as we do a 50-inch screen? At First Dakota, we believe that the more a home buyer knows, the better the home buying experience. Home loans from First Dakota National Bank. We love answering questions. Visit firstdakota.com. First Dakota is an equal opportunity lender.
Back in Fort Pierre on homecoming night. Had an afternoon game to the east of us out at Sunshine Bible Academy. The Crusaders having a pretty good season. They got another win today. They defeated Northwestern 27-12. So quality win there for Sunshine Bible. As we'll continue to look for other scores and keep passing them along as we get them this evening. Big play for the Buffs. 3rd down and 14 to go. They're at the Blackhawk 24-yard line out of the gun here from the left side. The left hash mark. Hannum running for his life to the far side again. Will take a hit shy of the 20-yard line and get run out of bounds. Alex Wormstead will make that hit. Kind of takes us back to the conversation that we had with Coach Jason Kolosik again about team speed. The Buffaloes have shown team speed once they get into the open field, and they've been able to run away from a lot of the defenses that they've played this year, but so far not tonight, as these Blackhawks are right there and in every turn. Hannum for a couple. It'll become 4th and 12. Play went out of bounds, so the clock is stopped with 6:45 to go. Probably a passing situation out of the eye. 2 receivers to the right and the short side, but Hannum looking to throw back to the left. He's got Hofteser on the screen, but Brady goes up the seam, and he is upended by Clay Olinger. That's a 135-pounder, upending a 240 tight end. But again, Hannum had to rush the play just a little bit as the Buffaloes get only 3 to the 19. Had to throw that one a little too soon. Hofteser's first catch of the night. But the Buffaloes are unable to do anything after getting a takeaway at the Blackhawk 20-yard line. So Woonsocket has it at their own 19. 6:37 to play, still in the second quarter. Still no score. And the Buffaloes defense will come up big here. Wazorek from behind will bring down Alex Wormstead, the fullback.
Wormstead on the carry. Tackled on the play.
And that might be a loss of a yard. Tracy Nielsen in on the stop, back to the 18-yard line. So this, you can tell right away, going to be quite the chess match tonight. A lot of defense. Which offense can come up with a big play? There's another thing Coach Jason Kolosik said regarding his team's keys to success. Somebody's going to have a big play, and this play will not happen here. We've got a false start against the Blackhawks. That'll push them back 5 yards to their own 13.
Second down and 16.
So 2nd and 11 becomes 2nd and 16 under 6 minutes to go. We're halfway through quarter number 2 Both teams have had opportunities. Woonsocket, Wessington Springs, Sanborn Central's first possession started at the Buffalo 36. They got down to the 11, but fumbled it away. And the Buffaloes got a takeaway. Had an opportunity from the Blackhawk 20-yard line on their previous possession and lost it on downs. Now from the gun, Walter runs straight up the gut. Little quarterback draw. He will get back only to the 15-yard line. Well, maybe to the, well, let's call it the 17. Modest gain, looks like about 4. Tracy Nielsen makes another stop. Tracy's played good defense for most of this season so far. 3rd and about 13. 4-yard pickup for the quarterback, Landon Walter. Nearing the 5-minute mark of our first half. Walter's got it out of the gun, looking to throw near side. Has a man, but overshoots him right down in front of us as he was looking for Aiden Wormstead, the wide receiver. Buffaloes with good coverage, and the incompletion brings up a punting situation for Wessington Springs. 4:56 to go in the first quarter. No score. Buffalo stand to get pretty good field position, although Noah Dixon has shown a big boot on kickoff tonight. He will punt for the first time here. Big 215-pound tight end. And he looks for the snap. He's got it. But he kicks a good one out here. Taken at the 46 of the Buffaloes by J.D. Carter. Makes a couple of moves into Blackhawk territory, but upended. And again, there's Clay Olinger, who continues to make stops. But the Buffaloes do have good field position.
1st and 10 for the Buffaloes.
About a 37-yard punt in the air for Noah Dixon. The Buffaloes have it in Blackhawk territory at the 48. Second possession in a row, starting on their opponent's side of the 50 with 4:50 to play in the second quarter. No score as of yet. This is becoming one of those games that teams like the Buffs, if they want to advance in the postseason, going to have to find ways to continue to keep field position on their side. Chamberlain has scored first against Winter on our KPLO game. The Cubs lead the Warriors 7-0. So good start for the home team on homecoming night in Chamberlain. Gabriel goes first down, gets a couple to the 47. And Dillon going off the field, favoring his bum ankle, which has been feeling good as of late. But he gets a yard, it'll be 2nd and 9. We'll see if Dillon can find his way back on the field after a bit. Maybe get a good tape job. 2nd and 8. Ball will be on the near hash. Buffalo's moving from right to left. 5 on the play clock. Hannum is under center. He'll get it off, no problem. Quick hitter out to the right side. Ball is caught. And presumably J.D. Carter, and it is inside the 40-yard line. And they'll spot it to the 38. That'll be a gain of 9, and it'll be very close to a first down. In fact, they will have the first down. There again is Olinger in coverage and on the stop. But 3 catches for J.D. Carter. He's at 10, 13, and 9 yards. Get a little yardage pickup in chunks there with J.D. Carter. That seems to be, perhaps, one of the better modes of offense here for the Buffaloes that we've seen tonight. Here goes Hofteaser up the gut. As he'll do a lot himself, he bounces out, has a first down and more inside the 30-yard line, maybe to the 25, and then some. Brady Hofteaser followed the blockers at first. He'll be spotted at the 24. That's a gain of 14, and now the Buffaloes in business again. Started up at the 3:38 mark of the second quarter. Buffaloes playing with a little more urgency. They huddled, but they were quickly out of it. And Hofteaser with another quick give. And again, Dylan Gabriel, I believe, is going to be on the sidelines for a little bit. I don't think he's back out there as of yet. Hofteaser doesn't get much here, although it looks like we may be able to give him a couple to the 22. So Brady Hofteser may become the focal point of the rushing game for the time being. Reed Wazorek is in at a tailback in place of Dylan Gabriel. Ball on the far hash mark, second down and a long 7. Wazorek's first carry of the night starts right, cuts back to the left. Looked like he had something working, but again, the Blackhawks close off the lane, and we may have a flag in on the end of the play. If I'm looking through everybody's legs, actually I don't see the flag where I thought it was, so there's nothing doing, and the Buffaloes have moved the chains, so Wazorek makes a nice little run inside the 15, call it to the 14, and pick up of 8 yards for Reed Wazorek. In the red zone goes Stanley County, 2:40 left in the first. Here comes Hofteser again over right guard. And not much happening here. Noah Dixon in on the stop.
1 yard gain, second down 9.
We'll give him a yard. Just inside the 13. Actually, I think I'll go 2. To the 12, 2:15 to play. Coming down to the tail end of the first half. Score would be big right here if you're the Buffaloes. Blackhawks would get the football to start the second half. Had him under center, back to pass, looking right, timing pattern, and wide open was J.D. Carter. He got met and hit by the safety near the sideline in the end zone. I don't believe he caught the ball, but he made a heck of an effort. Carter broke free, and as if the cornerback just knew he had some help behind him. It looked like J.D. was running all by his lonesome out there. Hannum threw it high, and he threw it to a location where it wasn't going to be picked off. Now the safety and coverage is slow in getting up, and it's Landon Walter, the starting quarterback on offense, also the strong safety on defense. So the incomplete pass will make it third down and 9 when we were able to start up again, but Blackhawks are going to be concerned about a pretty important member of both their offensive and defensive sides. He's being helped to his feet. He's trying to walk off what looks like a bum right ankle, but he'll have to come off the field here. And that could open up the defensive backfield just a little bit if the Buffaloes try to throw again. Bridgewater Emery Ethan got a 72-yard touchdown pass, but Canton counters with a field goal, and they lead the battle of number 1 versus number 2, 10-7. Top 2 teams in Class 11B. Homecoming night there in Canton as well. Canton, Chamberlain, Stanley County, all with homecomings. Fairly late in the season to have a homecoming, but so third down and 9 here from the 13-yard line. Just under 2 minutes to play. Another big play coming here. 4-down territory, obviously, for the Buffaloes. J.D. Carter starts left, comes right, bounces up and out, and he is in for 6. Touchdown, Stanley County. A 12-yard scamper for J.D. Carter. And that seems to be a bread and butter play. When the Buffaloes need to pick up some yardage, they bring Carter in off the wing. The guy able to slip through small creases. He runs one in from 12 yards out. Reed Wazorek will line up for a potential PAT. Reed's had good success in the kicking game all season long. 6-0 Buffaloes. PAT is a good snap, good spot, good hold, and a good kick. Wazorek, perfect. Straight up, true and through. So the Buffaloes take advantage of a short field on their second attempt at such a thing, and they get 7 on the board, and they take the first lead of this game with 1:53 to go, second quarter. Stanley County leading Woonsocket Wessington Springs Sanborn Central 7-0. We'll take a 30-second break, and the Buffs will kick when we come back to homecoming nights on KGFX.
McDonald's in Pierre is hiring. This is Stacy Lee, the general manager of the Pierre McDonald's. We are offering flexible scheduling, advancement opportunities, along with great wages. McDonald's in Pierre wants you. McDonald's in Pierre is looking to add more talent starting at $10 an hour. Plus, McDonald's Archways to Opportunity provides eligible employees online program to get your high school diploma for free. Tuition assistance up to $3,000 a year and scholarships. Apply online at mcdonalds.com/careers or stop in at McDonald's in Pierre.
8 play, 52-yard scoring drive for the Stanley County Buffaloes, taking 2 minutes and 57 seconds off the clock. J.D. Carter with a 12-yard touchdown run. Reed Wazorek with the PAT. The Buffaloes strike first with a 7-0 lead here on homecoming night, as Wazorek will get ready to kick from right to left. End over end. Taking the deep man back to the 10-yard line. Here come the Blackhawks, and I don't know if that was Olinger. It looks like actually I'm going to go with number 9 here. Maybe Mason Moody? Nope, it is Olinger coming off the field. So, good return. Landon Walter, the quarterback, got shaken up on that last defensive sequence. And it looks like he is out here to play some offense with his team down by the score of 7-0. 1:46 to go here to close out the first half. Buffaloes lead 7-0. Wesley Link will take the handoff around the left side. He'll get it up ahead of the 30, close to the 35. Pretty decent gain on first down. And they spot it at the 35. It'll be 2nd down and 6. See if that Buffalo defense continues to dictate things on when they have that opportunity. Walter, back to pass, comes to the near side, and the pass is short-hopped. As Linky makes a good diving effort, but it's incomplete. Walter completed a 16-yarder over the middle on his first attempt of the night, but he's gone 0 for 4 since. Clock stops with 1:11 to play. Buffaloes have a timeout left. If the Blackhawks are unable to keep this drive alive here, they may have an opportunity to get some more done offensively before the first half is up. 7-0 here, 3rd down and 6. Over the middle, nice pass, but leading his receiver too far. And another incompletion for Landon Walter. Again, looking for his tailback, Linky, out of the backfield. So he's missed on his last 5, now 1 out of 6. And the Buffaloes will expect a punt here on 4th and 6. Coming up at the halftime, we'll take a look at upcoming action, take a look and see what's going on with Stanley County cross country and volleyball and the other fall sports here in addition to football. Lady Buffalo volleyball on a bit of a break until next Saturday when they get a triangular coming. Dixon puts another big boot into it. He'll angle it well out of bounds on the far side. It'll be interesting to see where the officiating crew will spot this one. We have a Buffalo slow in getting up right at about midfield as well. Looks like it might be Tracy Nielsen. He's limping, but he wants to stay out there and get back on that offensive line. The spot of the football going to be right near midfield as well. Dixon had a big boot, and looked like it went out of bounds out wide of maybe the Buffalo 35 to 40-yard line, but this one goes out of bounds at the 50. So the Buffaloes have their 3rd straight possession, a very good field position. They only have 1 minute to go here in the second quarter. They do have 1 timeout to use. And the Buffs will get Hannum under center. Carter will go in motion from the wing out to the slot left side. Hannum wants to throw. Screen far side. Hofteaser has it. But again, good pursuit and good coverage here. Alex Wormstead, it appears, will bring Hofteaser down after a gain of only 5 yards to the 45 of the Blackhawks. Hofteaser's 2nd catch. Buffs quickly huddle. They come out of it. Now down to 35 seconds left. Hannum out of the shotgun this time. Quick hitter out left side. Lathan Prince has it, but he makes a move. He fumbles it. Middle of the field. He'll fall on it. He will have a first down, but the Buffaloes may have to use a timeout here once they stop the clock. Actually, they spot it back at the 40-yard line, so that's actually, I think, going to be a half a yard short of a first down. Now, if you're Lathan Prince and you have that pass caught on the outside of the near hash mark, he spun inside, maybe could have come back outside. and gotten eventually perhaps to the sideline and stopped the clock, but that didn't happen. In fact, he only gets, well, he gets most of 5, but again, a half yard short for the Buffaloes, and they've had to call their final timeout here of the first half. Buffaloes lead 7-0 with 22 seconds left here in the first half, homecoming night. A good opponent here on homecoming for Stanley County, trying to get their players fired up. Looking back on that number 1 versus number 2, Bridgewater Emory Ethan has taken the 14-10 lead at Canton. That's number 2 now leading number 1. 3rd and 1. Had him under center. Going to pitch out. Gabriel looking to throw, and he'll heave it down the field, looking for Carter perhaps, but it is incomplete. That's a pretty good play call on 3rd and 1, just 22 seconds left. Actually, Cade Stover down there too. Gabriel threw a bit of a line drive. If he could have gotten a better launch angle on that one, maybe that could have gone downfield a little bit further. So it'll be 4th and 1 for the Buffs. And it'll still be at the 40-yard line. Now you can get a first down here quickly, but then you'll have to get spotted up and maybe spike it and clock it. Hannum's going to throw out or roll out to the right. He has a man. That's Carter. Slips a tackle, but he'll be brought down inside the 20, maybe to the 15-yard line. But the Buffaloes better get down. Well, they'll obviously stop the clock for the first down, so that's a pretty nice gain here for the Buffaloes. And now they'll have a chance to stop the clock. And the officials will start it. Now Hannum will spike it. So a nice gain for the Buffaloes. See where they've spotted it. It looks like it's right to the 15-yard line. That was a 25-yard gain from Riley Hannum to J.D. Carter. And it gets the Buffaloes in a situation where, well, from the 15, my personal belief is they could kick a field goal. Now they've got 7 seconds to go here. And it doesn't look like that's what they've got in mind at all. Reed Wazorek is a very good PAT kicker. PATs are usually about 20 yards, but he certainly has 30 yards in his foot. Hannum will try once to the end zone. Ball is up, and it's caught by J.D. Carter. Touchdown, Buffaloes. He got hit when he went up for it. He brought it down, but somebody said flag on the play, and we have an illegal motion on the part of the Buffaloes. So they're going to have to wipe this one away. 15-yard touchdown, all for naught here from Hannum to J.D. Carter. But if anybody has any ideas, the quality of receiver the Buffaloes have in their homecoming king, J.D. Carter. Everybody had an opportunity to see it there. Unfortunately, a 5-yard penalty for the Buffaloes, and that'll back them up to the 25, or rather to the 20-yard line. 2 seconds left. And the Buffaloes will bring Reed Wazorek out. They took one shot to the end zone. Unfortunately, a penalty negated it. Somebody was moving forward at the snap of the football. Now a 37-yard field goal attempt for Reed Wazorek. High snap. Hannum goes up to get it. Wazorek line drives one, and he actually made it, and it's good. No flags on the field, and a good finish here for Reed Wazorek. Heck of a job by Riley Hannum to get a high snap back down on the tee. Wazorek line drives it, 37 yards. It's good, and that'll send us to halftime. On the Wagner Auto scoreboard, homecoming night, we've got a good one here. The Buffaloes lead Woonsocket, Wessington Springs, Sanborn Central, 10-0. Wagner Auto Company appear with a scoreboard. They are the one place to go. Find all of their inventory online at WagnerAuto.com. We take a 2-minute break. Our CHS Midwest Cooperatives halftime show comes up next. You're listening to Buffalo Football on 1060 KGFX and DRGnews.com.
The members of the Stanley County Booster Club are proud to sponsor the Stanley County Wish List. Each year, Booster Club members raise money used to grant thousands of dollars of wishes made by teachers, coaches, advisors, and administration. They invite you to join them. They welcome your ideas and would appreciate your help serving even just one night in the concession stand. Meetings are held the first Monday each month, 6:30 p.m. at the Valley Tap. They invite you to join them. The Stanley County Booster Club, proud to be SC.
Some banks rely on incentives and catchy promotions to attract mortgage customers. It's a decent way to get someone's attention, but is it the best way to get a home loan? Think about it. Should a long-term investment be sold as a short-term sales event? First Dakota has an experienced and dedicated team of home loan specialists, and they'll stick with you for the long haul. Home loans from First Dakota National Bank. A good loan doesn't need a hook. Visit firstdakota.com. First Dakota is an equal opportunity lender.
It's pretty obvious the world is moving faster than ever, and that means my health sometimes takes a back seat. Pressing pause on life to call for an appointment, shuffle my afternoon schedule, drive across town for a doctor's appointment sometimes feels impossible. My day just got better because I'm feeling better with the help of Avera Now. I can use my mobile device or computer for an online video visit that allows me to see a provider for urgent care conditions 24/7. Technology that fits my life with the quality healthcare of Avera. Learn how to begin at avera.org/now.
When it comes to protecting your diesel engines, we're with you. Less downtime and injector repairs, we're with you. Better fuel economy and power, we're with you there too. With Cenex Fuels from CHS Midwest Cooperative. And whether you're running a fleet or a farm, you'll get unbeatable performance from our unique balance of 7 top quality additives. Looking for tank monitoring so you don't have to worry about running out? Well, we're with you there too. So upgrade to Cenex Premium Diesel from CHS Midwest Cooperative today.
Welcome back at Ole Williamson Field. Homecoming night, the Buffaloes lead Woonsocket Wessington Springs Sanborn Central by the score of 10-0. A line drive, 37-yard field goal sending us to halftime. Stanley County Buffalo football being heard here tonight on 1060 AM and 107.1 FM KGFX. Pierre Ford Pierre, a member of the Dakota Radio Group. Online too at drgnews.com. And again, you can see this game as well as hear it with our YouTube feed. Subscribe to the YouTube KGFX AM channel, and see and hear it for the rest of this homecoming evening. Had a few people watching tonight. It's good to have you along. And also the thing about our YouTube's live streams is they're available for playback as well on our YouTube channel. Subscribe to the KGFX channel. 10-0 Buffaloes here as this is our CHS Midwest Cooperative's halftime report. The Buffaloes outgaining Woonsocket Wessington Springs Sanborn Central 132-63 overall in that first half. A slow start for both teams. The Blackhawks had some opportunities in good field position in the first half. The Buffaloes were able to have that same opportunity but take better advantage of them in the second half as Wessington Springs has turned the ball over a couple of times as well. Just a 3-and-out for the Buffaloes and a short punt and a decent return, setting the Blackhawks up on their first drive at the Buffalo 36-yard line. Couple of first downs. They get down to the 14-yard line and another play to the 11, but a fumble of the football turned it over, and Stanley County got their second possession with a takeaway at their own 6-yard line. They picked up back-to-back first downs, but got out to the 30 and then were pushed back and had to punt again from there. The Blackhawks had it from the 50-yard line, advanced to the Buffalo 28, but turned it over on downs once again. Stanley County started to pick up a little bit of momentum from their own 33-yard line. Had a gainer into, again, using the passing game with J.D. Carter to get into Blackhawk territory at the 40-yard line, but a couple of plays later, they lost some yardage on their third sack of the quarterback tonight, and they had to punt it away, but the Blackhawks had poor field position at their own 8-yard line. 2 plays into the possession, a fumble on the handoff, or I should say on the center snap. And the Buffaloes had that fumble come right to them ahead of the line of scrimmage, and they took over at their own 20-yard line, and Stanley County still could do nothing but 4-and-out. They turned it over on downs, but they forced the Blackhawks to punt in their next possession again, and the Buffaloes got it at the Blackhawk 48-yard line. They go 8 plays, 52 yards. Actually, that would be 48 yards. and taking 2 minutes and 57 seconds off the clock. J.D. Carter on a 3rd and long play ran one in from 12 yards out. Reed Wazorek tacked on the PAT, made it 7-0 with 1:53 left, and the Buffaloes, after another 3 and out by the Blackhawks, got it in good field position again. They started at their own 50-yard line. Couple of plays, they get a 25-yard pass on 4th and 1 down to the 15-yard line. The clock stopped with 9 seconds left to move the chains. The Buffaloes spiked it, and then with 7 seconds left, they still took one shot to the end zone. J.D. Carter came down with an amazing grab in good coverage. He took a big hit, but there was a flag for illegal motion on the field that backed the Buffaloes up to the 20-yard line with only 2 seconds left. So they put Reed Wazorek out there to kick a 37-yard field goal. The snap was high, but it was Riley Hannum getting it down, and it was then Reed Wazorek with a line drive kick, and he somehow made it through on line. 37 yards to make it 10-0. The Buffaloes leading by 2 possessions here at halftime. Mentioned the Buffaloes with 132 yards of total offense. They're led on the ground with 85 total yards on the ground by J.D. Carter, who has 2 carries for 34 yards, and the only touchdown of the game from 12 yards out, rather. Dylan Gabriel has been held in check, 10 carries for 24 yards, and did come off the field with that bum ankle once again late in the second quarter. Brady Hofteaser has 4 carries for 20 yards, and Reed Wazorek has 1 carry for 8 yards, which was a key first down to help set up that initial touchdown as well. Riley Hannum, 2 carries for a total of 1 yard. Lathan Prince has carried once on a jet sweep for a loss of 2. So 85 on the ground for Stanley County. Through the air, Riley Hannum is 7 out of 10 for 70 yards. And but he has been sacked 3 times for losses of 27 yards, so 43 yards of passing offense, 132 in the game. Carter with 4 catches for 57 yards. Brady Hofteaser 2 grabs for 8 yards. Lathan Prince 1 catch for 5 yards. And the Buffaloes, who have been penalized 3 times for losses of 25 yards, have picked up 8 first downs. No turnovers in that first half, and they lead 10-0. For the Blackhawks, they got a better start, but that second half, the Buffalo defense came up big. Woonsocket Westington Springs Sanborn Central with 47 yards total on the ground. Wesley Link, their tailback, has 7 carries for 27 yards. Landon Walter, the quarterback, 3 carries for 22 yards. The fullback, Alex Wormstead, has carried twice for losses of a yard both times, so 47 yards total on the ground. Through the air, Landon Walter is 1 out of 6 for 16 yards, completed his first pass of the night to Noah Dixon for 16, but has gone 0 for 5 ever since. 3 penalties against the Blackhawks, marked off for 15 yards. They only picked up 3 first downs, all of those on their first 2 possessions, which both ended. Actually, that second one did not, but the first one did, as did a subsequent possession ending in fumbles lost. So 2 big turnovers by the Blackhawks, probably the stat of the game outside of the Buffalo's 10-0 lead on the scoreboard. That's the recap. We'll take a 2-minute break. We'll continue our CHS Midwest Cooperative's halftime show. Our homecoming royalty, having been honored, J.D. Carter, the homecoming king, along with Miss Brea Clayman, your homecoming queen, as they come to the middle of the field here at Ole Williamson. We'll continue with more of the CHS Midwest Cooperative halftime break. You're listening to Buffalo Football on KGFX.
Federal Credit Union is having a certificate special with a 1 or 2 year rate of 2.25% APY or a 6-month certificate with 1.75 APY. Minimum certificate deposits are $1,000. Our cutoff date for this special is September 18th, 2018. Stop in at 221 East Pleasant to see Roseanne about your certificate needs today.
Insurance. We all need it to protect our homes, health, businesses, and belongings. But having adequate coverage is just the beginning. You also need the support of professionals who stand by your side to protect what's important to you. Fisher Rounds & Associates combines the coverage you want with the commitment you need. Fisher Rounds & Associates. At your service, at your side. With offices in Pierre, Mitchell, Watertown, Sioux Falls, and Rapid City.
If your checking account earns little or no interest and charges you ATM fees galore, isn't it time for a new checking account? At Bank West, E-Plus checking customers earn a great interest rate and never pay ATM fees. Can your current checking account do that?
Switching to E Plus is easy. Visit us online at bankwest-sd.bank or work with a friendly staff at one of our convenient locations. Bank West. Convenient, connected, committed. Member FDIC.
Bottom Line Welding Service of Fort Pierre proudly sponsors this broadcast, wishing the Stanley County Buffaloes best of luck in sports and all of your activities. Bottom Line Welding offers on and off-site welding services conveniently located at 1304 North Waldron in Fort Pierre. Contact Tim Hughes at 223-2063. That's 223-2063 for all of your welding needs. Go Buffaloes!
Welcome back to Ole Williamson Field. Happy Friday night. Happy weekend, everybody. Got some scores rolling in. We'll get to those in just a little bit. Here, Stanley County leads Woonsocket, Wessington Springs, Sanborn Central by the score of 10-0. Ryan Oakland with a play-by-play, and Chamberlain will start there as Chamberlain leads Winter 13-8 at the end of the first quarter. That score just in, and again, you may be hearing about this a little bit. I don't want to embellish the newsworthy items, but there was an incident that began that game, and the field had to be evacuated. But they got a late start, and a good job by the Chamberlain Police Department. Everything is fine, and Chamberlain looking good, leading Winter in a surprise 13-8 at the end of one quarter of play. That is our KPLO game. Got other games going on in the Dakota Radio Group on KMLO up north in Gettysburg. They've got a barn burner at the half. Timberlake leading Potter County by the score of 24-16. Sully Buttes is leading North Border at the half 16-8, the number one team in Class 9B. And we will be there in Oneida next week when the Buffaloes are on a bye. We'll talk about that in just a little bit. Sunshine Bible Academy defeated Northwestern this afternoon 27-12. And again, in that number one versus number two battle of 9B, it is Bridgewater Emory Ethan leading Canton 17-10 at halftime down in the southeastern part of the state as well. Speaking of upcoming action, we mentioned the Buffaloes off next week. They finally get their bye week and could go in there with a 5-game winning streak, but they've got a whole second half to prove that to be the case. But with the Buffaloes getting a much-needed week off next week, we'll go regional once again, as we did last week. Good to be out in Phillip last week. We'll be in Oneida next week when the number one Sully Buttes Chargers entertain Langford area. We covered that game last year, and Sully Buttes ran up over 600 yards of total offense and setting a school record, but it might be a little bit different this year. We'll find out. Sully Buttes and Langford area will be on next Friday night here on KGFX. Looking forward to getting our first look at Sully Buttes, who went to the Dakota Dome a year ago, and, they seem poised to make it back there once again this year. And as we say, we'll find out. Other action coming up, you've got Woonsocket, Wessington Springs, Sanborn Central playing their final home game next week in Wessington Springs. They'll entertain Aberdeen Roncalli. Should be a pretty good ball game. That'll start at 7 o'clock. They finish the regular season at Winter 2 weeks from tonight. As we mentioned, Stanley County next week has the week off. They finished their regular season here at home at Ole Williamson Field against that upstart Chamberlain Cub squad that is leading Winter at the end of one, 13-8. It'll be Stanley County and Chamberlain right here at Ole Williamson and on KGFX to finish off the regular season in 2 weeks on Friday night, October 12th. Other Stanley County athletics to look at. Cross country goes to Highmore tonight to compete. That'll be a cool run, 10 o'clock in the morning. Good luck to the Buffs and Lady Buffs there. And then the next Saturday, they have their final regular season competition at Phillip, with the invite there set to start at 11 o'clock Central Time next Saturday. Lady Buffaloes had a tough, hard-fought loss to Lemon 3-1 last night in homecoming week, dropping their record to 5-9. And they'll take this weekend off. They'll take next week off as well until next Saturday when they entertain a couple of teams out of the Big Dakota Conference. Shining Butte and Todd County will come and play a triangular with volleyball starting at 1 o'clock in the afternoon at Parkview Gym next Saturday. So again, this weekend off for the Lady Buffalo volleyball squad. Stanley County does have a fundraiser, by the way, going. They're selling some T-shirts to help one of their biggest supporters, in her fight. And there's some $30 shirts that are available. I shouldn't say T-shirts, but shirts are $30. So maybe look up one of the Stanley County volleyball team members for more information on that. Vikings football, of course, you know the Vikings lost at Los Angeles. I almost said St. Louis. Lost at Los Angeles to the Rams last night in that shootout, 38-31. So Vikings football will not be on this weekend. We'll have them next weekend on KPLO and KMLO, the Dakota Radio Group, at Philadelphia in a rematch of last year's NFC Championship game. That'll be a 2:30 pregame, 3:25 Central Time kickoff next weekend with the Vikings on your Dakota Radio Group Country FM stations. Here it's 10-0. Stanley County leads Woonsocket, Wessington Springs, Sanborn Central. Let's take a 1-minute timeout. Our CHS Midwest Cooperative halftime break continues. We'll have another Lynn's Dakota Mart kickoff when we return with more Stanley County Buffalo football on 1060 KGFX and DRGnews.com.
McDonald's in Pierre is hiring. This is Stacy Lee, the general manager of the Pierre McDonald's. We are offering flexible scheduling, advancement opportunities, along with great wages. McDonald's in Pierre wants you. McDonald's in Pierre is looking to add more talent starting at $10 an hour. Plus, McDonald's Archways to Opportunity provides eligible employees online program to get your high school diploma for free. Tuition assistance up to $3,000 a year and scholarships. Apply online at mcdonalds.com/careers or stop in at McDonald's in Pierre.
When it comes to protecting your diesel engines, we're with you. Less downtime and injector repairs, we're with you. Better fuel economy and power, we're with you there too. With Cenex Fuels from CHS Midwest Cooperative. And whether you're running a fleet or a farm, you'll get unbeatable performance from our unique balance of 7 top quality additives. Looking for tank monitoring so you don't have to worry about running out? Well, we're with you there too. So upgrade to Cenex Premium Diesel from CHS Midwest Cooperative today.
Back at Ole Williamson Field in Fort Pierre once again as we continue and bring to a conclusion our CHS Midwest Co-op halftime break. Got a couple of other scores to pass along, both of them 28-0. One of them at the end of the first quarter was Woolsey Wessington leading Parkston, and the other is the Pierre Governors leading out west in Sturgis. They are at the half as the Governors number one team in 11 AA, looking for their 5th straight victory and leading the Sturgis Scoopers in Sturgis. Again, 28-0. That game on River, 92-7. Got an 11B score pass along in the southeast. Beersford leading Elk Point Jefferson 40-0. Beersford's kind of an impressive team that you may want to watch out for in the 11B postseason a little bit later on. Getting ready to go to the second half here. Buffalo's lead 10-0. Reed Wazorek will kick off. Second half kick, like the opening kick of the night, brought to you by Lynn's Dakota Mart Stores in Pierre and Fort Pierre. From left to right, we got a little bit of a breeze running through our press box now here on a very cool homecoming night. Blackhawks will take it on a hop. Clay Olinger up the near hash mark from the 15 maybe to the 25-yard line. And the Buffalo defense, who dictated much of the goings-on of that first half, will come out to begin the second half. Woonsocket, Wessington Springs, Sanborn Central have it 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line. Glad to have you aboard here tonight. Buffalo's back home after 2 weeks on the road. Got a big win a couple of weeks ago at Mobridge Pollock. Defeated St. Francis out in Deadwood, of course, last Saturday. And here we go, second half. Landon Walter wants to throw, has his big tight end, Noah Dixon, but read perfectly on the play by Cade Stover, 175-pound junior who gets the big fella down for a loss on that pass play. Looks like a loss of about 3, maybe 4, back to the 22-yard line. Second completion by Landon Walter, but the Blackhawks may be trying to set something up in the passing game, and Cade Stover blew that up. So from the near hash, Blackhawks moving from right to left in road white tonight. Walter under center. They'll stay on the ground this time with Wesley Link, their tailback. Coming to the near side, the short side, comes across the 25. Riley Hannum in on the stop from his linebacking spot up to the 27 yards. That's 5 yards back for Linky on the carry, his 8th of the night. And the Buffalo defense so far okay on the first two plays of this second half. Just underway, third quarter. Stanley County leading 10-0, a 12-yard touchdown run for J.D. Carter and a 37-yard field goal to close out the first half by Reed Wazorek. Walter in the pistol. Takes the snap, rolls out to the right. He has room to run. He will throw, and the pass is incomplete. And the coverage blanketed by Isaac Cliff almost might have been too good a coverage. Looked like he had a hand draped around the intended receiver, but it falls incomplete. And 3 and out here for Woonsocket, Wessington Springs, Sanborn Central. It'll be fourth down. They'll have to punt here to open the second half. Walter continues to struggle in completing passes through the air. Noah Dixon in for his third punt of the night. Steps into it. It's a big boot. It comes to the near side. It'll bounce just ahead of the Buffalo 45 and advance a few more yards and come out of bounds on the near side at the 43. So Stanley County has it first and 10, their first possession of the second half. They have scored on their last two possessions of the first half. Again, with that Carter touchdown run and that Wazorek 37-yard field goal, I think, from the games we've seen. We did not do the game last week, but that's the first field goal of the season for Reed Wazorek, unless he did have one last week. 10:19 to go, third quarter from their own 44-yard line. The Buffaloes have it, good field position. And a rushing attempt to the left side. Didn't see who it was. It is J.D. Carter. I was going to say, we'll see if Dylan Gabriel is ready to go. He came out late. Dylan is out there on field, though, so they just started with Carter, but he comes up empty for no gain. 2nd and 10 here. Been a good defensive ball game. Both teams have played defense very well. The Buffaloes just got a couple of plays, especially on a short field, to help their cause in the tail end of that first half. Hannum under center, ball's in the middle of the field. To the deep man is Gabriel. He starts right, but he looks back to the left, and everybody wearing white converging on him. Riley Stevens will help him up. Big lineman for the Blackhawks. Gabriel will lose a yard back to the 43. 11 carries, 23 yards for Dylan Gabriel. It's been a tough night. Isaac Cliff was in. He'll give way to Reed Wazorek. Early third quarter, 9-10, clock counting down. Buffalo's taking their time in the huddle, 10 on the play clock as they come out. They'll bring 3 receivers to the near right side. Lathan Prince by himself out to the far left side. Hannum will send Carter in motion to join him out on the left side. Timing pattern, Carter wide open, had to dive for it, could not get it. Sorry we didn't follow that with a camera, but oh my, J.D. Carter was wide open as they brought him in motion across the field, and Carter just at the snap of the football turned upfield and never stopped. That was a go route all the way, and the Blackhawks just kind of forgot about him. Unfortunately, Riley Hannum throws a rare incompletion. Overshoots him. Hannum was 7 out of 10. One of his incompletions was a spike of the football to stop the clock at the end of the first half, too. So he has a good percentage. He's got a decent punt here that takes a healthy bounce, but it is fielded at the 25-yard line of the Blackhawks. And you've got a couple of Buffaloes down there in on the stop. Slater Topol is there. Lathan Prince as well. So the Blackhawks will start 1st and 10, it looks like, at about the 27-yard line. Buffaloes, I believe, their third punt of the night. Woonsocket, Wessington Springs, Sanborn Central will take over. Let's call it the 28. 8:39 to go. We're in the third quarter. 10-0 Stanley County. Both teams come up empty on their first possession of the second half. And the Blackhawks will travel from north to south, right to left once again. Here comes a little end around or a misdirection. It looks like the fullback, Alex Wormstead. Nope, that might be, no, that is Link again.
Linky on the carry. Tackle on play by Prince.
Positive gain, but only a yard.
1 yard gain.
Up to the 29. Lathan Prince comes up and gets in on the stop. That is worth mentioning, I think, for the Buffalo defense when a cornerback like Lathan Prince comes up. Actually, he is playing linebacker, but I was going to say he's coming up and making some stops for 1 yard loss or 1 yard gains, then well, the defense is certainly closing the gaps. Here comes Linky again as he sidesteps and jukes and jives up across the 30. Just a gain of 2 to the 31, though.
Over on the carry, tackle
And the Buffaloes, Brady Hofteaser given credit for the stop. 3rd down and a long 6 here